Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very important concept of economics, which is law of demand. And further, we are also going to talk about the various characteristics and also the various exceptions to the law of demand. Now, what exactly we mean by demand? See, in this diagram we can see two pictures, okay? In one picture we can see that a roadside beggar, we can say, is dreaming that he wants a big house, he wants a BMW car. So this is a part of desire which can't be possible. So why it can't be possible? Because he is not having the ability to buy the product, which is simply the demand. Okay, so in this diagram we can see that this old man is able to buy the oranges because he has the money. So he's simply asking, give me 2 kgs of apple, right? So this is what exactly is demand. Now what is the law of demand? See, it was given by Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics, which was published in the year 1890. So the law of demand says that the other things being equal, okay, price and quantity demanded of any good and services are inversely related to each other. Okay, when the price of a product will increase, the demand for the same product will fall. So simply we can say that there is an inverse relationship between the price and demand for a product. Okay, so Qx is the function of price and quantity demanded, where Q is the quantity demanded and F is the demand function, right? So in this diagram we can see that on the vertical axis there is price and on the horizontal there is quantity demanded. See, what is the difference between demand and quantity demanded? Quantity demanded is what exactly the people demand, okay, the exact amount, whereas demand is what they want. They have the ability but they have still not demanded, okay. So quantity demanded is the precise term, right? So here we can see that as the price of product is increasing, let's say from 1 to 2, right, then our quantity demand is decreasing. At the price of 1, right, the quantity demanded was 500, but when the price increased to 2, then the quantity demanded became 400 only, right? So this is exactly what it is, right? Now when we talk about concept of diminishing marginal utility, see, one of the reasons for this sloping downward, the demand curve sloping downward, is the law of diminishing marginal utility. So what is exactly DMU? Every good consumed by a consumer has got a utility attached to it. Whatever good we consume, okay, we have a utility. Let's say I consume a chapati, so there is a utility attached to it. Then I will consume one more, let's say, then again there will be a utility, but the difference is that the utility, that is a marginal utility obtained from every unit that I consume, will keep on going down and down. So the law of diminishing marginal utility states that all else equal, as consumption increases, the marginal utility derived from each additional unit declines. Very right. And utility is an economic term used to represent satisfaction or happiness. So marginal is an incremental increase, that is additional increase per unit in the utility that results from the consumption of additional unit. So in this diagram we can see that as we are consuming more and more goods of a commodity, okay, we are consuming more and more units of a commodity, then what is happening? Then our marginal utility is falling down. So at 1 it is 10, say at 2 it is 8. So in this way it can even go to negative, right? Now what are the characteristics of the law of demand? So first thing is that inverse relationship, very right, that there is a inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded of a good, right? The second thing is that price is independent and demand is a dependent variable, very right. Yeah, this, remember this, that price, it is quantity demanded is dependent on price, not the price is dependent on quantity demanded. Okay, so price will change. Okay, so the quantity demand would not affect the price, only price would affect it. So price is independent as it is due to change in price. Quantity demanded changes not due to any other factors. Other things being equal, what does this mean in this? That apart from price nothing will change. Okay, that like income of a person, okay, it would not change. Okay, it is assumed that it will be constant. Price of substitute goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods are which are used in place of each other, and complementary are used together. So everything is equal, constant, except the price of a good. Okay, now concerned with certain period of time, very right. It means that there is a particular time attached to it. For example, weekly, monthly, yearly. Okay, we are doing it for a stipulated or certain period of time. Now, what are the exceptions to the law of demand? The first is inflation or deflation. See, when the price rises or falls due to any economic reason, the law of demand fails. Okay. For example, if there is a deflation in economy due to corona, okay, there's a recession, let's say, then no matter whether price fall or rise, demand will always be less. Very right, because people don't have that purchasing power. They don't, if the price falls down also, then they don't have that purchasing power to buy that product. Okay, so they will, it won't affect the demand of a product, right? Deflation. Then conspicuous or Veblen goods. These are the items which are costly, and therefore when the price rises, they are demanded more by the elite. Very right. So these are basically luxurious goods, and people of high class associate the price with the basically lifestyle or the class of those people. So they buy more when the when the price rises of those products, right? So here we can see a Porsche, right, if the price will rise, then the demand will also rise. Now, Giffen goods. These are basically slightly inferior goods, but they don't have close substitute. Very right. These are the goods which are not having close substitutes, but they are inferior. So what will happen? Imagine if their price rises, then the demand also rises, because they are scarce. Okay, whenever things are scarce, then people are scared that they are ready to pay the price for the product, even if the price is high. So the demand will also increase. Now, ignorance. Yes, sometimes it so happens that people are not aware what is going in the market, what price is basically in the market. So if the customer is ignorant regarding the price, then law of demand does not work over there, right? If the customer does not know the price is going in the market, then obviously he or she will buy at the offered prices only. Very right. Okay, so ignorance is a very important exception to the law of demand. So there can be many exceptions. Okay, we can imagine what could, let's say there is a flood or a kind of disaster in the economy, then also that can be exception to the law of demand, because no matter how much price will increase or decrease, people won't buy because they will be having shortage of money, right? Now, let us practice some important questions. The first question is, which among them is purchased to increase prestige? Giffen goods, demonstration goods, or goods of distinctions, or decorative items? See, we discussed that the goods, basically the goods of distinction, okay, that is the Veblen goods, are basically, they are used to increase the prestige of the person, right? Now, what among the following is not an exception to the law of demand? Situation of crisis, necessities, or tracking the prices, or given goods. Which among the following is not an exception to the law of demand? So this is not an exception. what is not the exception to the law of demand? That we are tracking the prices. Okay, it's not an exception, we are just tracking the prices in this. Okay, so hope this was useful. Thank you so much for your time.